Alhamdulillah. As-salatu was-salamu ala ashrafi al-anbiya wal-mursaleen Muhammad ibn Abdullah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'a bil ihsan ila yawmiddin. Brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I can't hear you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadah. Welcome for the second part of our session today at the North BRIXTON Islamic Cultural Center here in London. As I said earlier on, my Sheikh Dr. Faisal Boadi is with me. What I did was to recite the ayats and explain to you the nutshell meaning of these ayats, and I will pass the mic to the able Sheikh now without further ado for him to dwell into the ayats for us to enjoy lessons learned from this beautiful chapter. فليتفضل الشيخ مشكورا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, you are still alive up to this time. You are very fortunate. Once again, Allah has given us as a present and as a gift for us to be among the living ones. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us live as Muslims and die as Muslims. You know, there's something that when, for example, you read the Holy Quran, it's so beautiful. But there's one particular ayah in the Holy Quran which I think every Muslim should ponder over that ayah. If that ayah alone was revealed, I think it was enough for us. Yes, it is enough for us. Because that ayah alone has volumes to explain that ayah, that one ayah. And that is...
Let's observe decorum, please, sisters.
Surah 3, ayah 102. Surah 3, ayah 102. It's a very short ayah, but it has so many compartments to enter into it. That's Surah 3, ayah 102. When you read it. Now.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, ittaqullah, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fear your Lord, haqqa tuqati, as he ought to be feared. Wala tamutun, do not die, illa wa antum muslimun, except in the state of Islam. Do not die except as a Muslim.
Subhanallah, this ayah has at least 5 compartments. Check it and see if you can tell me these 5 compartments this ayah has. To enter into each one of them, it is a long process by itself. Yes, anybody has seen the compartments? Just 5 compartments in this ayah.
How many compartments? It's 4. So you go against the Sheikh's one. The Sheikh said 5, you said 4. That's beautiful. I love it. Because the thing is, maybe Sheikh see what you cannot see. Maybe you see what he cannot see. That's beautiful. Yeah, Who can tell me the compartments? Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, believing in Allah. Fear Allah. Huh? You're not giving me, you gave me two. I'm waiting for the rest. Okay, at the back, they said no harm anyone. Look at the ayah carefully and look at the compartments. 5 solid compartments, solid ones. The first one is what? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, a call to those who believe, yeah? And the second one? The fear of Allah. Okay, haqqa tuqati, as he's supposed to be feared. Okay. And do die not, or do not die in the state of Islam. So here, according to what I get from you, you said belief, faith, and the second, the fear of Allah. The third is how we're supposed to be feared. The fourth, about death. And then the fifth, about Islam. That's what they gave me. Yeah. Oh God.
Subhanallah. MashaAllah, you are very good. So the first and the foremost, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Iman. It means everything that you do without Iman, it is of no use. No matter whatever you do. You can do everything in this world. But without Iman attached to it, be the foundation of it, it has no value. So the first one is Al-Iman. Believing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Iman, after the Iman, what comes after that? Okay, that is Taqwa. The next one is Taqwa. The fear of Allah. And the third one is how you should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The right way of fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the fourth one talks about al-maut. That is the death. And the last, what is called, that's how many I have there?
It's 5 hours.
You have already written them?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Faith, to believe in Allah.
Talk about Iman, faith, the belief in Allah, and the fear of Allah, and truthful fearness of Allah, and death. In brackets, do not die. Yeah? And then here, when I say do not die, don't mean that you cannot die. Yeah? I just really do not die as it says in the ayah. Yeah? And then here, except as what? So you die in where the Sheikh said is what? Islam. 3 factors. Faith, belief in Allah, the fear of Allah, truthful fairness of Allah, death, and Islam.
So you have 5.
5.
Yeah, that's what I have.
MashaAllah.
Said 3. Isn't
This?
I love that.
All right.
I didn't
You
hear
see.
myself.
So now, that's why I said if this ayah alone were revealed, it was enough for us. Because you must know what is Iman, and what Iman comprises of, and what makes someone become al-mu'min, a believer. And what are the conditions of Iman? And what are the requirements of the Iman? What are the requirements of the Iman itself? What are the pillars of Iman? What are the pillars of Iman? What makes somebody's Iman become sahih? Become valid? And what also invalidates it?
To follow the commandments of Allah.
Okay. So, in other words, it is a one compartment, it has so many things that you have to go through it by itself. And then you come to the top one, the fear of Allah. What is the fear of Allah? What is the definition of the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You must know. What are the conditions that makes you to become the most fearful person? Okay. And then the third one also gives you the main thing that if you do, you really become the al-muttaqi. What is that? You have to go through them. And then talk about al-maut, death. How are we to understand it? What is that? It's a gateway to the next world, isn't it? Yes. You have to know what it is. How does it come to us? What is the best way to die? All these things, you must know everything about it. And then the Islam. Is being a Muslim just by name. My name is Muhammad, or my name is Maryam, or my name is Saeed, and so forth. That is all. Oh, it is more. Islam is bigger than that. Islam is bigger than that. That is, my name is this and that and so forth. Or is it only praying 5 times a day? And that is all? So, that's why I'm saying, if only this ayah was revealed, it was enough for us. Because it tells us everything that we need to do. Inshallah, next week, I want you to make research about these 5 compartments. And you come out and you share with us, what did you gain from it? Before you go into it, into more details about it. Because it's very, very important.
And amazingly, I did not cut you what, Sheikh. We will ask you randomly though. So you don't come here, you said I did not do it, Sheikh. Randomly, we just point at you. So that doesn't mean that you should not come next week. Yeah, that's the thing. I will definitely point at you. All of you. Yeah, all of you. You need to give time to Allah.
Yes.
Created you for this.
Alright, mashallah. So now, as you're dealing with the Surah Al-Waqi'ah, which is Quran chapter 56, you started from ayah 1. To summarize it, first of all, it's a Meccan surah. That's the early Meccan surah, which was revealed in Mecca al-Mukarram. It was revealed before Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu became a Muslim. Before Umar ibn Khattab became a Muslim, the time it was revealed. And it has 3 main sessions. It comprises of 3 main sessions. And each session, when you deal it, it gives you a different flavor. But there is a link. There are links between all these sessions that you have. Okay? The first session, can you write it for me, please? Can you write the first session for me? Section 1.
Section 1. Should I wipe this one, yeah?
That starts from ayah 1 to ayah 38. Ayah 1 to ayah 38 is the first section. And then the second one is 39 to 74. And the last section is 75 to 96. That's the end of the surah itself.
39 to 74, yeah?
Yes, yeah, that is the second one.
And the third?
And the last one, 75 to 96.
Okay.
The surah comprises of 96 ayats. The surah comprises of 96 ayats. And it has 378 kalimat. You know kalimat? What's the meaning of kalima? Words. MashaAllah.
The surah has
Okay?
ayat, 96 ayats, huh?
96.
Yeah.
Alright? It has 378 words and 1,703 letters. So you can imagine when you read this surah, how many rewards you get. It has 1,703 letters. In each letter you get what? 10.
And that can even be 70 or 700.
So how many do you think you can get when you read that surah once?
17,030. 17,030 minimum.
And Allah
That's
doubles
a
it. He doubles it more and more for you. Subhanallah. What more else do you want? Yeah? What kind of bargain? Any business person will not like this one. Okay? Khalas? Now you go to why this surah was revealed. Why the surah was revealed. Okay. The surah was revealed when some issues, three main issues, problems, arose during that time. One of them was concerning the hereafter. Resurrection. When you come, are you coming back to life again when you die, and so on and so forth? Or when you die, that is it. And these people, they did not believe in that. And the second one was regarding the unity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the Tawheed. And the third one was regards to the authenticity of the Holy Quran. Is the Quran from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or it is something that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had made it up? Or somebody had just taught him some stories and he just made them up. So you can see how this surah is so important. And as I have told you last time, the end of it, Anas radiallahu anhu, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, and Abdullah ibn Abbas, all of them had said that this surah is the surah of prosperity and wealth. Okay? So when Abdullah ibn Mas'ud was about to die, and they visited him, and they said, "You are going to die, but you didn't leave anything for you have 4 daughters. You didn't leave anything for them. How are they going to live?" He said, "Why should I worry about that one? What I'm going to leave for them?" He said, "But you have to worry about it, because if you leave this world, how are they going to survive?" He said, "Oh, he said, I have given them money already." He said, "What kind of money did you give? What did you leave to say that you have left them with money?" He said, "I taught all of them Surah Al-Waqi'ah. The surah that when they read it, they will never become poor."
Let's start reading it today.
When they read it, they will never become poor. And that's what Prophet ﷺ has taught us. And what he has said, it is true. What he has said, it is true. So I taught all of them. The Prophet ﷺ has said, "Therefore teach all the women of your house, the household, teach them." and your children, including yourself, to recite it. He said, if not at least once, either before you go to sleep or during the daytime. And if possible, in the morning and the evening. And you will not suffer the poverty. So you can see the importance of it, the virtue of this surah. Okay. So the next aspect that you can see, when the surah started to talk about regarding the event of the last day. That is, when they talk about it and so forth, the surah started with what is going to happen in the last day. Before that, who can tell us what the surah spoke about? The events that will be happening during that time.
Do you get a question? What will happen before the day of judgment? Let's say this: before the day of judgment. In other words, from the end of this world, what happens? What will happen before that the surah mentioned? The Sheikh wants to know, because he wants you to dwell into this surah and make sure that you have the understanding of this chapter. Very important. You're not just going to read it to get money. Eh? You need to know it. Yes, sure.
The whole world order will be crumbled. You know, the sun, the moons, everything. You know, this,
Okay, the Sheikh said the moons, stars, and
they will lose their own entity. You know?
okay, use the entity and then also as well the world will crumble, crush like the jibals, right? Okay,
The mountains will, you know,
mountains crumble. Okay, what else? What else is Surah talked about that will happen before the inevitable event? But now, Sheikh Habibi.
Everyone who is alive will die.
Everyone who is alive will die. I would love brothers and sisters to look at the Quran to see exactly what it says. Come on, man. Why are you looking at me? What do you want to say?
Everyone will be sorted out in 3 groups.
People will be sorted out into 3 groups. And that's the inevitable. This is the day. But before that, what will happen? See, the Sheikh is very, very technical with his questions.
The mountains will be crumbled to atoms.
As the Sheikh said.
And as we know, atom is the smallest
I love that.
item in science.
Okay.
The smallest particle.
The smallest particle.
Yeah.
So why atom is mentioned here? It means it's going to become
Very
nothing.
small in it.
Very small. Okay. Beautiful. God bless you. What else? Do you see what I see? You don't. Are you reading or are you talking to me? Okay, tell me, what are you talking about? What will happen? The Sheikh wants to know. He doesn't have time. We need to move on. Okay, the earth will be shaken. So what? The mountains shall be crumbled. Become dust. And what else? Yes, come on, man.
Some people will be exalted.
Some will be exalted.
And some will be down there.
Some will be down. And that's that day. But before that. Yes?
Like there's women who are pregnant, they will lose their
Okay, women who are pregnant will be delivered immediately. Does that say in the ayah? I know it's gonna happen, obviously. I want you to be very specific.
and it's
Okay.
these people who are young people will be of great ear.
Okay.
Great,
Beautiful. All right then, that's fine. Let me go now. 1, 2, then I come to the Sheikh. Now.
And evil will be separated from good will be separated from evil.
Good will be separated from evil. That's true, but is he on the surah? Is he in the surah? That's we're talking about before. Sheikh is very, very specific here. Sheikh, here you go.
MashaAllah, well done. All what you said, it is good, MashaAllah. So, if, as you have said, in other words, you are talking about the scene of the doomsday, what is going to happen and so forth. Because why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started with that, talk about that one, by the akhirah. Because this is very, very important issue. If you believe in that, the rest of the things will become much more easier for you. Okay. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala drew the attention of the people. He said, look at all what you see. What is the strongest, the solid thing that you all know? Especially during that time with this, Arabs, they know that it's the mountains.
Nothing solid.
Because as I always said, it is not like mountains like in Africa or in Caribbean where you can plant what is called your food and everything on it. In other solid. But this one is a solid one. Very, very solid. When the sun is hot, you can see as if there's a what? Flames come on it. And here Allah has said that itself that you see, now to break that one, you cannot break it with axe. No. You have to use what? Explosive, dynamite. That's what they use to break it. But Allah said, it will be crumbled into what? Into dust. Yes, you finish it. And then the shaking of the earth. When you have earthquake in a certain place, what's happened? What's happened to that place?
Well,
It's been destroyed, isn't it?
yes.
And that one sometimes take how many?
Seconds.
So, seconds, isn't it?
Yes.
It is not an hour thing.
No.
And look at the damage. How many death tolls that you may have.
Countless.
And that's just a second. What about the one that will be coming for about an hour
That's,
with such a violent shaking? Nobody will survive that, isn't it? Okay. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now telling us how some people will be elevated and some will be abased. And the division of the people into three categories. Those who are foremost, the earliest, and the quickest to accept the truth. Even though you say you are Muslims, but some of us, it takes us too long to accept the truth. Even though you know that it's Allah who is sending us, or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but you don't want to accept it. Why? Because of our culture, our traditions, our customs. This is what my custom told me. This is what my culture says, and so forth. So instead of accepting it, it takes too long for that person to accept it. And sometimes when you say, oh yes, I know, but look. I know, but our culture says this, our custom says this. No. A believer, you should not do that. A believer is the one that when it comes from Allah and His Messenger, what did they say? Sami'na wa ata'na.
I hear and I obey.
That is it. You do not argue about it. You don't. Now the next aspect that the surah also speaks about is regarding what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give it to us. The argument regarding the Tawheed. The argument regarding the Tawheed. It gave us a very convincing argument. He said, if should in case you have any kind of a problems and so forth about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He is the only one that you have to worship, then look at your own self. Look at yourself and see. How Allah created you. Now you are solid and so forth. Before you are what? Before you became solid now, strong and so forth. Before that, how were you?
Weak, baby.
Huh? Liquid. Fluid. Isn't it? Yeah, that's where you came from. No doubt about it. Whatever you are and so forth, how strong you think that you are, that is it. And if that is the case, you have to humble yourself to the one who made you. So I always said, if when you die, nobody can carry himself or herself to the graveyard. But somebody has to carry you, isn't it? Then you have to be very kind to people and humble ourselves. Because the one that you hate, maybe you will be the one who will come to perform Salat Janaza on you. Will be the one that will come and then take you to the grave. That's why in Islam, a believer, you do not, even with the wives and so forth, as the Prophet ﷺ has said, a true believer does not hate his wife, or the wife also does not hate her what? Her husband. He said, if you dislike her attitude, one and so forth, by all means there will be some of her behavior or characters that you like. It is not possible that the person will be zero. It's not possible, isn't it? Yeah. There must be something good in her. Isn't it? There must be something good in her. And so therefore, look at it. You see, so many times you look at other things in a different way. But if you look at properly, it can help you. So many of you, you do text messages, isn't it? Hmm? Before when they sent it to me, I could not even understand what they were talking about. Because how did they write it? When they are sending their text messages, because how did they send it?
It's B and cos.
You see what cos, isn't it?
Yeah.
C-O-S. And you, they just put what? There's so many mistakes, errors, isn't it?
Sheikh is, mashallah.
Isn't it?
He's going, huh? Good, very correct.
So many mistakes. But what's happened? You read all that, isn't it?
And you understand it.
And you understand it. You ignore all those mistakes.
Yep.
Spelling mistakes, you ignore them. Isn't it? And why? You want to get the main thing the person wants to get to you, isn't it? So you look at the positive things and you take away the negative ones. Why don't see the same thing in your brother or sister?
Mashallah.
Hmm? Why don't see the same thing in your brother or sister?
Shaitan.
He said shaitan.
It is shaitan. Why did you say shaitan?
Yeah.
You know, if you can understand all these type of things, and you forgo, you ignore all that mistakes, spelling mistakes and everything, But you look at it in a positive way. Why don't do the same thing with our humankind? When you are dealing with them in a positive way. If you overlook their mistakes, you will see so many positive things in that person. And you will appreciate it. You will appreciate it. That's what you have to do. That is a fact. You have to do it. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a different aspect. He said, look at al-akhirah. I have done this for you. I have done so. Look at your own self with the tawheed. Look at the food that you eat. Where did it come from? The water that you drink. Where did it come from? All this, the air that you breathe, all this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us a true argument about it. And at the end of it is telling us about the Quran. That the Quran, it is not coming from anywhere. It's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not coming from Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, but it's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so when you talk about the different aspects, you say, look at the time when you are going to die. You say, look at it. When you're going to die, what's happened to you? Yeah, you said that, oh, I'm so arrogant, I'm so proud of myself, I'm this and that. But Allah said, when? If you are blind to the truth in this world, what Allah has said, He said, but death, al-maut, is enough for you to open your what? Your eyes. Do you believe in that? Do you believe in that?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
How did you know?
Because Allah subhanahu said so.
I said so?
Subhanahu said so.
Well, let's go to Surah Al-Qaf, Quran chapter 50, ayah 22. Surah 50, ayah 22. Hear what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us.
Okay.
Ayah 22.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد كنت في غفلة من هذا لقد كنت في غفلة من هذا فكشفنا عنك غطاءك فبصرك اليوم حديد. Allah said, it will be said to you at the point of death, when the stupor of death comes and approach you.
What is that stupor?
What's that stupor? Sheikh said he wants to know the pain of death, the intoxication of death,
That is it.
the trauma of
The
death, unconsciousness. Subhanallah. May Allah make it easier for us that day. Allah said, when that stupor of death comes to you, it will be said to you when you're lying down there, لَقَدْ كُنْتَ فِي غَفْلَةٍ مِّنْ هَذَا. You have been heedless of this day. You've been heedless of this death, the reality of death. Allah said, فَكَشَفْنَا عِنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ. Now we have removed the veil between you and death. You can see it now.
Now you can see.
Allahu Akbar.
You can see. What you denied?
What you denying, now you can see. Allah said, فَكَشَفْنَا عِنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ. I have revealed the veil to you now, between you and death. You can see it now. فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. Here you are. Allah said, here you are. You have your sight very sharp this day. Focus on identifying this death that you are going through. May Allah make it easier for us.
Read ayah 19.
Ayah 19, the same surah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد. Allah said, and when the stupor, the intoxication of death comes, in truth, in reality, Allah said, ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدٌ. This is what you've been trying to escape from, shying away from it. But it's the reality. You don't want to face it. You don't want to accept it. But this is the reality. All of us will go sooner or later, one by one.
So this is the problem. When it comes, you become helpless. Your beloved one is dying, and you're just looking at that person, and he just goes and dies. And you're helpless, you can do nothing to bring back the soul. When the soul reaches the throat, and the limbs, the body, the foot is going that side, that's one coming here, that hand going, the person turning here and there. You know that is what? Goodbye. And you are just standing there, and there's nothing you can do to stop it from the soul to get out from the throat. No matter how strong you are, you can't. No matter what's the best doctor you have, even that best doctor will be dying and nobody can do anything for him. Isn't it? That is it. So that itself, it is enough for us to humble ourselves. Because that will be my end and that will be your end. That is it. That's why it is very important to make a lot of sadaqah. Sadaqah, sadaqah, sadaqah. Sometimes when people say, oh, you have to do sadaqah, I have to say, oh, that's too much. That particular person at that time, he said, oh, Allah, please, let him go back, please. So that I can give you sadaqah. So that I can give sadaqah. You don't say, oh Allah, let me go back so that I can perform salat. So that I can give zakat, what is called, I can fast, or I can go to Hajj. No. He said, just to go back and give sadaqah. Why? Why is that? He don't say, because salat is the most important after the shahada, isn't it? Huh? But why is that the person who's now, his eyes and everything now, and become so sharp, is asking Allah to come back only to give just 1 second, and then I give sadaqah, and then that is it, and I die. Allah, just give me that chance. Why is that he's not saying that to come back and perform salat, or to fast, or to go to Hajj, but instead sadaqah? Why? Come on, you have anything about that? You haven't reached that side yet, isn't it? Yeah, so